Thank you very much to all of you for joining me. So, let me check my presentation first. Okay, so today I will guide you. I will give you a brief introduction on the AIDS 2014 scholarship programs. We'll then walk you through the application process. We'll give some examples of good and bad scholarship applications taken from previous years. And then I will answer all your questions at the end of my presentation. I'm sorry, the presentation doesn't work. Yeah. No. So the aim of the conference organizers is to make AIDS 2014 accessible to people from resource-limited settings and communities, researchers, young people, community activists, and civil society representatives. To achieve this aim, the international and media scholarship programs provide financial assistance to a number of people to help them attend the conference. So the program consists of two types of scholarship. One, called Media Scholarship, is designed for media representatives from around the world working in the field of HIV and AIDS, and we plan to award around 30 media scholarships for AIDS 2014. The other type is called International Scholarship, and it's designed for all those people who will contribute to the conference itself through the program or by bringing the information, skills, and knowledge gained at the conference back to their communities. In details, people that contribute to the AIDS 2014 program are abstract presenters, workshop facilitators, and program activities organizers involved in the Global Village and the youth program. People that contribute to the AIDS 2014 by bringing the information, skills, and knowledge acquired at the conference back to their communities are what we call the general delegates. We plan to award around 570 international scholarships for AIDS 2014, which makes a total of around 600 scholarships. The types of support that applicants can ask for are registration to the conference, which includes access to all sessions and exhibitions, travel, that is a prepaid airfare at the lowest fare available from the nearest international airport, accommodation shared in dormitory rooms for the days of the conference, and a modest living allowance of $55 per day for the duration of the conference. Applicants can request all or a combination of these types of support. If you do not need a full scholarship, then don't ask for a full scholarship. For example, if your organization can pay for your registration, don't request registration from the scholarship program. This enables the conference organizers to provide support to more people. As you can see in the slide, applications are open to anyone working or volunteering in the field of HIV and AIDS, including Australians. The Conference Coordinating Committee, the ultimate deciding body of the conference, decided to prioritize those whose participation will help enhance the work in their own communities, those who are able to assist in the transfer of skills and knowledge acquired at the conference, and those whose abstracts, workshops, and or program activity have been selected. In addition to these priorities, financial assistance will be offered to delegates from resource-limited settings and communities, key populations disproportionately affected by HIV, people living with HIV, young people, researchers, and students. These requirements apply to international and media scholarship applicants. So applicants must be at least 16 years old. Younger applicants cannot apply for a scholarship. If applicants are 16 or 17 years of age, they will be asked to show proof of an accompanying adult on their application. The application form must be completed in full and in English. The conference is only in English, so a good understanding of English is required. All applicants will be also requested to upload supporting documentation depending on which type of scholarship they are applying before the deadline, which is the 13th of February 2014 at midnight. So, scholarship selection. Applications received from scholarship applicants contributing to the program, meaning abstract presenters, workshop facilitators, and program activity organizers, will be judged based on the quality of the abstract, workshop, and/or program activity by the relevant committees and working groups. Applications received from general delegates will be first scored based on the criteria set by the conference coordinating committee, and then a scholarship review committee will contribute to the reviewing and scoring of the applications. Media applications will be first scored as for the general delegates based on the criteria set by the CCC, and then the conference secretariat communications department will contribute to the reviewing and scoring of the applications. So application will be open until the 30th of February, midnight. Then, during the month of March, the Scholarship Review Committee will review the applications, and then the Scholarship Program Department will notify all successful and unsuccessful applicants in mid-April 2014. After the notification, we will start to coordinate and organize the logistics, which means booking flights, compiling the rooming list, the registration, and so on. So moving on to the application process, these are the steps you have to keep in mind. So first, create a conference profile if you do not have one yet. If you have it, then use it. If you don't remember your password, you can write to me, and I will give you the one you put in your conference profile. Then, second step, you have to fill in the international or immediate scholarship application form. Eventually, link your abstract, workshop, and/or program activity submission to your scholarship application. Finally, upload the supporting documentation. The international scholarship applicants will be asked to submit a letter of recommendation. No international application will be accepted without submission of the letter of recommendation. Media scholarship applicants will be asked to provide media accreditation and supporting documents. So 3 articles or 3 broadcast programs or 3 internet addresses, a press card, and a letter of recommendation. As for international scholarships, no media application will be accepted without submission of the required supporting documentation. Accepted means that they won't be scored, they won't be reviewed, and for sure they won't be selected. Sorry. So, conference profile. The profile is the central portal for the conference where all the activities are centralized. This is where you can register, submit to the program, book accommodation, and of course apply for a scholarship. This tutorial of how to create a conference profile is also available on the conference website. So go on the conference website at www.aids2014.org and click on My Conference Profile at the top left section of the conference website. A new window will appear. So go to Create New Profile box, enter your email address, and click on New. You will be directed to a form. Follow the instructions that appear on the right of each field and fill in all fields marked with a red star. Then you click Save Update to save your details. So now that you have created your conference profile, you can navigate the tabs within your conference profile that you see in the little picture on the right to access forms and information. If you need to change any details, you can do it at any time by clicking on User Details. The second step is filling in the scholarship application form. For your information, this tutorial is also available on the scholarship webpage. So when you have signed into your profile, in the overview page, click on the scholarship tab, which is at the bottom, and choose to apply for an international or a media scholarship. You cannot apply for both, and you cannot apply several times. You will be directed to the Terms and Conditions page. You can download a copy of them here in this page, but you can also find them on the scholarship webpage if you want to have a look at that before. Read the whole page attentively, and when you've finished reading and understood the application requirements, tick the box on the left to accept the terms and then click on Submit. You will arrive to the scholarship application form. From here, you can download the form, download again the terms and conditions, or change incorrect details by clicking on the link to your conference profile. The first section of the scholarship application form is called Personal Details and is already filled in with the details you have provided in your conference profile. If you are aged between 16 and 18 as of 20th July 2014, you will be requested to provide the information of your accompanying adult. If she or he has registered, tick yes and enter her or his registration number, first name, the last name, and an email in the fields. If you do not know the registration number, you can inform the scholarship team at a later date. If your accompanying adult has not registered or you do not know, then tick no or not sure and enter the contact details of this person. Then you have to fill in the second part, which is called Optional Personal Details. Please note that this section is not mandatory. If you tick yes to the question, are you part of a key population which is disproportionately burdened by HIV, then you must tick which population from the list provided. You can select more than one population, and if you select also other, then you have to specify. Then we move to the third part, which is called Organization, Affiliation, Company. And you have to fill it in with the information on your organization, company, or affiliation. Then you have to choose the country, the size, and the reach of your organization from the pull-down menus. Please note that the last question, please describe the main areas with which your organization is involved, is not in the media application form. It is only in the international one. In the fourth part, which is called Profession Occupation, your occupation is taken automatically from your conference profile, so you don't have to re-enter it. Then indicate how long you have been working in the field of HIV and AIDS. And international applicants only will be requested to answer the essay question on the main tasks they undertake in their work on HIV and AIDS, and to indicate any coalition or network they are involved in. There will also be an additional question only for international applicants who entered in the conference profile one of the following professions: physician, nurse, community health worker, pharmacist, psychologist, social worker, traditional or complementary therapy practitioner, lab technicians, other healthcare worker, biology and pathogenesis research, clinical science, epidemiology, social or behavioral science, community-based research, postgraduate, postdoctoral. The question refers to the completion of a doctorate or a medical training or residency. In the fifth part, which is called financial support required, you must choose by ticking the boxes which level of support you wish to request. As explained before, if you can afford to pay for any of these or have a donor or organization who can help you, don't request it. This will allow more scholarships to be given out. Also, please note that registration is free for accredited media representatives, so the box referring to registration will not be visible in the media application form. But if you will be awarded a scholarship, your media registration will be taken care of by the scholarship team. In the sixth part, called past conferences, you have to indicate using the pull-down menu if you have already attended a recent International AIDS conference, and if so, if you have previously received a scholarship. In part 7, titled Motivation, you must answer essay questions giving further details on your motivation to attend the conference and how your community would benefit from you receiving the scholarship. Again, these essay questions are very important. Think carefully about what you want to write. This is your opportunity to explain why you should get the scholarship, what you will gain from this experience, and how you will disseminate the information and lessons you learned at the scholarship, at the conference, sorry. These two sections, Section 8 and Section 9, will be shown to international applicants only and not to media applicants. So if you are an abstract presenter, workshop facilitator, or a program activity organizer, you must link your scholarship application to the abstract, workshop, or program activity. After you click on the Proceed button, and I will explain you later how to do so. If you are a co-facilitator of a workshop or a co-organizer of a program activity, then you are invited to enter the submission reference number in Section 9. P stands for program activity and W for workshop. Also, Section 10 will be shown to international applicants only and not to media applicants. So if you are interested in the Towards an HIV Cure Symposium, which is taking place in Melbourne on the 19th and 20th July, please click yes to the first question and then complete the other requirements. So detail your interest in HIV cure, motivate your interest in the symposium, tick if you already attended a previous symposium, and finally, upload your CV. Before submitting your application, make sure the information you've entered is complete and read the end of the form. Once you press Proceed, this part of your application cannot be modified. Keep also in mind that incomplete applications will not be considered. When you're ready, click Proceed. And now we move on the linking process, which only applies to international scholarship applicants. And also this tutorial is available on the scholarship webpage. So after you've filled in your international scholarship application form, you will be able to link it to the abstract, workshop, and/or program activity submission numbers. Note that it is not necessary to submit something to the program to be considered for a scholarship. Because as I mentioned before, a number of scholarships will also be given to applicants who are not involved in the program, but are willing to attend the conference. So if you are not an abstract presenter, a workshop facilitator, or a program activity organizer, you will be able to skip this step. You can also skip it if you want to link your abstract, workshop, and/or program activity at a later date, because maybe you don't have submitted yet. But you have to do that before the deadline, which is again 13 February. The skip button is at the bottom of the page. So if you decided to link your abstract, workshop, or program activity later, you have to sign in again into your conference profile, and then in the overview page, you have access to the scholarships tab. There you have a link, which is called click here to link your scholarship application to an abstract, program activity, and a workshop submission. But for your information, this link will only become visible once you have submitted your supporting documentation. So once you click that link, you will be directed to the International Scholarship Program link to submission page. If you submitted the abstract, the workshop, or the program activity under your own conference profile, then this will be automatically linked to your international scholarship application form, as shown here in the red rectangular thing. If your abstract, workshop, and your program activities are not listed on this page, then you can link them manually. To do so, you have to enter the submission numbers you received by email in the relevant boxes. So there's one box for abstract, one box for workshop, and one box for program activity. And then you click the button, link abstract, or link workshop, or link activity. If your submission number is correct, you will see the title in the yellow box. Then check the title and click confirm if it is correct, or click cancel if the title does not correspond to the abstract, workshop, or program activity you have submitted. When your submission has been successfully linked to your scholarship application, you will see it as in this green rectangular box, program activity linked successfully. Now you can repeat the same steps if you have other submissions to link. If there is an error with your submission number, you will receive a message as shown in the slide, incorrect abstract submission number, please check the format. So recheck your number and try linking it again. Once you've linked your submission, you can click on Continue at the bottom of the page to complete the process, and you will then be directed to the supporting documentation page. If you have already uploaded your supporting documentation, then you have just to press Exit to update your application. The last step is uploading the supporting documentation. You can do it until the 13th of February, and keep in mind that your application will not be complete if you do not submit this documentation, and therefore you will not be considered for a scholarship. Again, this tutorial is available on the scholarship webpage. So after you've clicked proceed in the international or immediate scholarship application form, you've linked your submission numbers, or even if you clicked skip, you will be directed to this page, the international or immediate supporting documentation page. If you do not have your supporting documentation yet, you can click on upload later. And again, applications without the supporting documentation will not be considered for a scholarship. So you will see, once you've clicked upload later, you will see this page on your screen warning you that your application is not complete and that you must submit it before the deadline. You will also receive a notification email. If you've chosen to upload your documentation later, once ready, enter your conference profile, click on the scholarship tabs, and then click on the link that is called click here to submit supporting documentation. And you will be directed again to the international or the media scholarship program supporting documentation page. Then fill in the first section with the complete information of the person who will act as your reference. You will need to upload a letter of recommendation from this same person, so make sure that the contact details you enter are reflected in the letter. For more clarity, I will first show you how to upload the supporting documentation for the international scholarship application, and then I will show you the process for media applicants. So for international supporting documentation, you click the Browse button to locate the document you wish to upload, and a box will open. So you have to locate the document you wish to upload on the desktop, maybe, select it and click Open. Make sure that the document is a PDF, is a Word document, or is a JPEG document. Then you click Upload. You can upload as many documents as you wish, but make sure to upload the recommendation letter signed by the person you mentioned above, as this is the only required document. Once uploaded, the document will appear as shown in the picture. If you have uploaded the incorrect document, or if you would like to change it, you can delete it by clicking the red No Entry sign to the right of the document and click OK. Then you simply have to repeat the process that I showed you before and upload a new letter of recommendation. Now that you have successfully uploaded your letter, you can click on Submit. Please note that once the application is submitted, you cannot return on your application or replace uploaded documents. And now the supporting documentation for media applicants. Media applicants will see three different upload sections. For point 1, select which type of document you are uploading. If you are uploading 3 articles or 3 broadcast programs, select File. If you are entering websites, then select URLs. In each of the sections, click the Browse button to locate the documents you require, and again, make sure that these documents are PDF, Word documents, or JPEG. If you are uploading a file, a box will open. Locate the document you wish to upload on the desktop, for example, select it and click Open. And repeat the same action 3 times. If you are uploading a URL, Enter the address in the space provided and then click Save. And repeat the same action 3 times for each required URL. Then you can upload the letter of recommendation from your editor, which is point 2, and a copy of your press card, which is point 3. If you do not have a press card, your editor has to clearly mention it in the recommendation letter. You can now see which documents and URLs have been uploaded. And should you wish to delete one, please click on the red No Entry sign and upload them again. Now that you have successfully uploaded your documents, click on Submit at the bottom of the page. As for the international applications, once the application is submitted, you cannot return on your application or replace any documents. This is the page you will see on your screen. Take note of your scholarship application number for future reference. You will also receive a confirmation email with the details of support you have requested in your application. All correspondence with the scholarship team and the conference is done by email. So it's important to check your emails, including your junk mail, to ensure you receive all the information sent. And now that you perfectly know how to submit a scholarship application, I would like to show you some excerpts taken from the motivation and benefit open-ended questions of previous scholarship applicants. So the first 3 examples show how the applicants captured the needs of key affected populations and/or regional issues. I'm going to read maybe one, and next week this presentation will be available on the website so you can have a look at them again. So, for example, Foremostly, I consider my participation as important engagement with global MSM community, not only for myself, but more importantly for the many other young MSM living in community who will be direct beneficiaries from my attendance, but are without means to attend the supported gathering. These young men, like myself, are often vulnerable and remain a highly stigmatized community. As such, I'm serving as a bridge connecting people to information relevant to their everyday lives. I also hope to network with other groups, such as people living with HIV and drug users, as responding to the issues they face are key components of my work. The other 3 examples show the applicant's promise of greatly benefiting from the conference. So, for example, it will be of great benefit for me and my organization and my country as well to attend this conference, because I will share experiences with other people living with HIV, as I've been living with both HIV-1 and HIV-2 for the past 9 years, and I have participated in many HIV awareness campaigns, both locally and internationally. Or another one, as a young professional, I will benefit from the multicultural integration that this event will produce. This can help me understand how international institutions and organizations work. I believe communication and teamwork is the key to fight HIV. These other 3 examples show how sensitive the applicants were to the issues affecting their communities. So I'm going to read maybe one. All the new skills, knowledge, and capacity building I will gain at the conference as it regards to HIV/AIDS advocacy, prevention, management, care, and support will be transferred to my community through our door-to-door and identify their outlet programs. Or again, I would love to see what work is being done to support HIV-positive youth and educate all youth on HIV prevention and stigma. Hopefully, I can learn and implement projects that have proven success, gain advice, and use newly gained tools to better serve the youth community in Vancouver, Canada. Lastly, these are the 3 examples, shows the applicant's ability to transfer the learned knowledge in a positive way. So, for example, I will come back and share my experiences and lessons learned that can also be implemented in my organization. From the contacts I will have made, it'd be easier for my organization to identify donors and partners with the same objectives in the fight against HIV/AIDS. The conference will build my capacity and make me more knowledgeable and experienced. This will make me more resourceful to my organization and more competent in executing my work. And here are the very, very bad applications. So the first few statements have a very limited sense of motivation. And I think that you can see as well. I want to gain knowledge on HIV/AIDS is not enough as a motivation. Want to be updated with the current trends of HIV and AIDS is not enough for a motivation. The other are statements that do not show how the information from the conference could be passed on to the community. I will bring back the knowledge that I will acquire and teach others. It doesn't say to teach to whom, which community. It doesn't explain any kind of program. I will educate the community with the information I will gain on HIV and AIDS. So I want to ask you a question. Now imagine you to be a scholarship review committee member and you are reviewing several applications. Would you give a high score to an applicant simply stating, I want to be updated with the current trends of HIV? I personally don't think so. So keep in mind that this is your only chance to explain to the Scholarship Review Committee and the Conference Coordinating Committee why they should select you and not another one. To conclude, on the scholarship webpage, you can find all the information regarding scholarship, the application forms for consultation only, the scholarship terms and conditions, and the tutorials to walk you through the application process. Then here in the slide, you have the scholarship email. So when you write to the scholarship team, always mention, if you already applied for a scholarship, your scholarship ID, so it's easier for us to check your application. There is also a frequently asked question webpage where you can find the most common questions and answers on scholarships. And now, don't be shy, speak up, and ask your question if you have any. You can raise your hand, or you can also use the chat. Damone?
Yes. My question is, as I'm kind of getting late on the presentation, so I wanted to find out more about the financial assistance in terms of for organization who is going there and trying to get financial assistance or get more information how to get financial assistance to fund their organization back in their country for programs that they're planning.
Sorry, this refers to the financial assistance that the conference organizers are providing, or let's say, the benefit that you will gain coming to the conference and bringing back to the community. Damone? I've lost you.
Yeah, no, I'm still here. I understand that. No, but in the first section, it spoke about the different sections of the scholarship, and some I kind of getting late on the presentation, so I only saw the last half of it, and there was that section that spoke about financial something. So I wanted clarity on that.
So no, what I said is that obviously you can ask for a full scholarship, but if you already know that your organization is able to support you with only one grant is enough, then don't ask for that in your scholarship application. For example, your organization is willing to pay for your registration, then fine, you can still apply for a scholarship, but do not ask for registration. Ask only for travel, ask for accommodation, and ask for per diem. Because this will allow the conference organizers to maybe give more scholarship if you don't ask for something that you can actually pay for. Is that clear? Is that clear?
It was clear. Thank you.
Okay, I have a person that would like to ask a question privately, so please go ahead and write it in the chat.
Okay, thanks for the presentation, but I'd like to ask about the recommendation letter. Is it prepared from this?
It can be from your manager, it can be from one of your colleagues, it can be from a peer. It has to be a person that really knows you and that can tell us, so the Scholarship Review Committee, the scholarship team, how you work and what is your, which are your tasks. So imagine, for example, that I will call this person and I will ask about you. This person has to be able to answer my question. So it has to be a person that actually knows your work. Thank you. So I'm reading some chat questions. If I find a possibility to cover, for example, the transportation, does this increase my chances to get the scholarship? So it's not a matter of increasing the chances of getting a scholarship. It's a matter to enable the conference organizers to actually award more scholarships. Another question is, can youth who are not directly employed by an organization apply? For example, young people who facilitate independent workshops on HIV and sexual health? Yes. So basically everyone which is working or even volunteering in the field of HIV and AIDS, so at least they know the field, they can apply for a scholarship. And as I explained to the other person, you can ask one of your colleagues or one of your peers that is volunteering with you to write your letter of recommendation. Another question is about applicants who are not living with HIV. Do they have a lesser chance of being considered for the scholarship? Well, no, but it's true that is one of the priority of the conference coordinating committee, but no. It doesn't mean that people not living with HIV have less chance. Okay, we have one question from Perena.
Yes, I would like then to ask a question about my organization. In fact, I have an association, and we are trying then to, I mean, to focus on HIV/AIDS. But if, for instance, I am the executive director, whom am I going to ask for support documentation, for instance? That's my question.
Ask one of your employees.
I'm still in the hospital.
Are you alone working?
Hello.
Sorry, Karina?
Yes.
Are you the only one working in the organization, or you have some employees?
No, in fact, we have people working, but our organization is new, and I am the executive director of the organization, and
Yeah.
I don't know, am I going to ask my employees or other people that ask to give me
You can
a letter, a supporting.
ask also other colleagues that doesn't work in your organization, but maybe work in other organization that you know.
Okay, thank you so
It
much.
doesn't have necessarily to be from your organization. We are not checking this. We just want a letter written from a person that knows you.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So my reference who wrote me a recommendation letter for the International Scholarship Program this year is more or less like the one he wrote me before for attending 824. Does it somehow against any rule to be entitled to scholarship? No, it's not a problem. I mean, obviously, your experience has increased because you have 2 more years of experience, but it's not a problem if this person wrote exactly the same things that he or she wrote in the letter of recommendation for your application for Washington. How is the youth involvement taken into consideration, like by young people given some priority? Yes, this was mentioned at the very beginning of the webinar, and one of the priorities decided by the CCC are young people. So, Catherine Niambura. I don't think she has the microphone. Catherine, I don't think you have the microphone because I can't hear you. So if you can write in the chat. And then we have Gerald.
Yes. Hello, my name is Gerald Hedges from Nigeria. I would like to actually just take us back and refer to potential and motivation. Sorry,
Gerald, sorry, I stopped you?
Yes.
Because I hear you very bad. So do you mind writing your question?
Okay, okay.
Sorry. Fumbu.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. On the form, there's a section for you to fill out the organization. And if you're not working for organization, let's say a student, what do you fill in there?
It's a question on organization? And?
Yeah, if you're not working for, there's a section on the form where you have to fill in the organization.
If you are not working for an organization, do you have any person that, I don't know, you met, are you volunteering, for example?
If you're a student, could you fill in the institution you attend?
I can do what?
If you're a student, can you fill in the university you attend?
Yes,
okay.
Sure.
Okay,
sure,
fine.
No problem. Which 3 criteria are the most important for an applicant to be considered for a scholarship? If I can suggest you, it's not a matter of criteria, but I really want to underline the motivation and the benefit questions that are on the application form. As I explained before, even if I tell you that you perfectly fit all the criteria that the CCC decided for this year's scholarship program, but you simply wrote in your application form, I would like to come to Melbourne and attend the conference, you are not going to be selected. This for sure. And you can be the perfect scholarship recipient, but you won't be selected. Does attending previous conference impact decisions for other conferences if they have gotten previous scholarships? This is a difficult answer because it doesn't really impact, but it's also true that we would like to, let's say, prioritize new people that never attended a scholarship, a conference, or at least not recently. I mean, if you attended the conference in 2002, fine. But if you attended the conference last year, and maybe you also received a scholarship, and we have, I don't know, 2, 3 persons with the same profile, then I have to tell you that maybe we will go for the person that never attended the conference. Is the organization stamp compulsory on the letter of recommendation? Well, the stamp, no, but the letterhead, yes. Does it matter affect that I started recently to work with an NGO on June of 2013? Well, no, but if your experience is less than 2 years, let's say, then I would suggest you to write carefully and specify exactly which are your tasks. What are some of the do nots in writing your application for the scholarship? Well, if you take if you check this slide, anything similar to these statements is a very bad, is considered a very bad application. If my paper is the work of my bachelor's academic and I have already been awarded my bachelor's degree, is my abstract still
Maybe I can help with this question. This is more of an abstract question, and you may see that we have a policy that the work presented at the conference should not have already been presented. So if you have new data, or if your work hasn't been presented in an open conference or open meeting, you can submit it, of course. Thank you.
Does this presentation will be uploaded to the AIDS 2014 website? Yes, next week, and I will also send an email to all the people that registered to let them know when it's online. I was wondering how much is the registration fee for the conference? So let me check quickly on the website, and registration fee. So the standard fee, which is available until the 20th of February, is for middle-low income countries, $635. For a high-income country, $865. For youth under age of 26, student postdoc, is $165 middle-low income countries and $260 for high-income countries. Sorry, I'm just checking the chat for the question. How can I participate
as a workshop facilitator, do you have to submit a proposal for a workshop, or can I join with the organizers of the workshop? So if you want to be a workshop facilitator, then you have to submit a workshop proposal. We already had a webinar on this topic, and I'm writing down your name so I can send you the link to the workshop webinar. Sorry, I'm also checking my chat. If scholarship applicant did not submit abstract, does that affect the outcome of the application? No. You don't have to submit an abstract to be considered for a scholarship. You will be considered, as I mentioned at the very beginning of the webinar, as a general delegate, and you will be, well, your application will be scored, and the scholarship review committee will contribute to the reviewing of your application. Ian?
I'm just writing something.
Yeah? Unmute. Ian?
Muted, hang on there.
Ian?
Hey, can you hear me?
You can, yeah, now yes.
Yeah, it's just I can't seem to submit the question I've got. Let's see. Oh, no, I think I've done it now. Yeah. If I'm HIV positive 32 years and I came to the conference last year, what's the probability that might be considered for a scholarship?
No, you will still be considered, but as I explained before, if I have several people with, let's say, the same profile,
Yeah.
then maybe we will select the one that didn't attend or didn't receive a scholarship.
I mean, I actually volunteer for several HIV organisations, and we work. I mean, I'm in the UK, but we work in Kenya and India. So obviously, I could disseminate information back to my partners or the partners we're working in Kenya, because there's a big project in the Kibera slum there.
This is brilliant because you have the possibility to mention all your activities in the scholarship application. So if you think that the scholarship review committee will have five, let's say, similar scholarship application, you have to give them a good motivation to choose you, that you already came to the conference last year, and not another one that never came before.
Sure.
So I will mention all the work you've done and you're doing, because they don't know you. So you have to really give them the chance to know you in a way.
Okay. I mean, you know, it's...
Hello?
Yeah?
Yes. All right. My first question is, I recently turned 26, as in last week. Would I still be considered a youth?
For scholarship, yes.
Okay. And another thing, and I recently migrated also, but I'm still with, close. I'm still a member of the organization from back home. Can I still use them as, for my recommendation?
Yeah, yeah, sure. It doesn't need to be in your country. It really has to be a person that knows you. Then if it's from a previous organization, if it's from another country, we don't mind.
Okay.
We are not considering this as I don't know, we are not going to give you less or more points. It really has to be a person that knows you. Does belonging to a high-risk group increases your chances of getting the scholarship? It doesn't increase any chance, but the CCC is willing to prioritize these groups. But it doesn't mean that if you are part of this risk population, you will get a scholarship. Around October of last year, I submitted a youth speaker application form for AIDS 2014 to Mohammed Berry and Alicia Ross. However, I haven't received any feedback from them. Is this AIDS 2014 conference the same as the one I applied for? Well, yes. Yes, and well, I'm writing down your name and I will maybe follow up with them. Use a speaker application. Can I know how many numbers of scholarships will be provided? So our aim is to award around 600 scholarships. Our aim. Okay.
December scholarship. Thank you.
Hello? I know probably one person that So I think we can close here. I know that scholarship is an interesting topic. So if you have any other questions, if anything was not clear, please write to the scholarships email address, and I will be more than happy to reply to all your questions. So, okay. So again, this presentation and also the recording will be available on the conference website, I think next week, and I will send everyone an email when the materials will be available. I would like also to remind you our next webinars. The first one is on satellites and will be on Tuesday, March 11 at 4 p.m. GMT. And the other one is on affiliated independent events, again on Tuesday, same day, March 11, but this will be at 4:30 p.m. GMT. So I hope to see you all at our next webinars, and I hope to receive all your scholarship applications. Thank you very much, and well, have a nice evening, at least for us based in Geneva.